morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be dialing in from. I know my partner in crime is dialing in from Egypt, so there's that. 194 episodes in a row, not 1 week off, consistency, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to add some value, hopefully, to you guys. We love you. We hope you're having a great weekend. Let us know in the chats what you're most excited about right now, and we're going to get this party rolling. Mikey Allen in the house. Unbelievable to see you, buddy. Big Dave, you better be riding a camel right now. Oh man, I don't know why I just made myself laugh. You picture Dave on a camel. How you guys doing? Why are you laughing?
What's up? Because it's too dark to ride the camel right now.
I got a nice visual. How you doing? How's Egypt?
It's amazing, and the pyramids, the Sphinx. This place does not disappoint. It's a bucket list place to come. I haven't been to the pyramids yet, and it's not only an extraordinary place, but with phenomenal people. Dr. Sean Dill, Dr. Lacey Book, Roy Katai, and his wife Jamie, my wife Julie, we just having a blast, learning so much. And I am now confirming that there's aliens. There's no way this shit could be built other than aliens. So that's my opinion. So I'll stick to it.
I love it. One of our guests, Eddie, he's actually delayed on a flight, so we're just going to have Dr. Tommy on today. So we'll bring him on.
Cool.
What's been your biggest takeaway so far from Egypt?
You know, how incredible like certain things are. Like people like to try to apply reason to things that are inexplicable because they live in the imagination that they can't explain things. Most outcomes in life you don't know or understand. Some are simple, so you think you know or understand them, but because the past can be manipulated by the meaning and the future is uncertain at all times. In fact, I always say if anybody can guarantee me just one thing that will happen tomorrow, guarantee it beyond any doubt, I know how to make billions of dollars. I give mine to charity, you can keep yours, but no one's yet reached out and told me with 100% certainty anything that's going to happen tomorrow. And so by being here, I can see how outcomes that are obviously not understood or known, not the ones we think we know and understand as good or bad, but outcomes that are unfathomable, like how somebody could move 40 tons of limestone, hundreds, if not thousands of miles, and then 100 yards in the air. Uh, you, that's just one. You're talking about thousands of stones like these. It makes you realize that we have to have not only wisdom to learn how this has occurred, and it's just a matter of time to learn it, but also that faith that there is obviously something bigger than us, something way bigger than us that loves us, protects us, promotes us, or perfects us. So it's a confirmation to what I call the shortening of distance of resistance by not only seeking wisdom continually, but having the faith that there's something bigger than us that loves us more than all.
Beautiful. A beautiful nugget from a beautiful man.
Right on, brother.
It's
exciting.
Huh?
You got to come here and visit. It's exciting.
I would love to, and I will. So
one more takeaway for everyone.
Yeah.
Just real quick. A little bit more on the logistics side. So I travel the whole world, as you know, over 200 cities. And I keep on telling everyone, I don't care how long the trip is, don't check baggage. And I'm the only one on this trip that did not check. As you know, I went to DC, San Antonio, DC from Monday before I got to Egypt. Every single person on this trip has had difficulty because they checked baggage. And two of my friends don't even have their bags yet. And Julie had trouble from Dallas to DC and had to get a whole new flight just to get to DC in time for our tour at the White House. But there's just one travel tip, if at all possible. I don't care how long you're going for, do not check a bag.
Good advice. I appreciate that. I hope they get their little awesome stuff. Dr. Tommy, good morning. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hey, morning. Um, I'm good. Thanks for inviting me to the live.
No problem. Where are you down here from? Where are you?
So I'm based in Hong Kong.
Oh, very nice.
Great place.
Wow. We're all over the world today. This is great.
Yeah.
Let's just dive right in. I love your wisdom and your knowledge and so forth for our community. If you weren't familiar, definitely give him a follow and check out all the stuff he's got going on. I saw you recently talk about some of the benefits of walking backwards. Why is that something that could be very beneficial for us?
Yeah, because we are not. So why it is beneficial, I would say, is more beneficial for your brain. And the reasons why that is our brain loves something new. When you are doing the same things every day for like every single day, it become your routine, become your pattern. That belongs to your brain default mode network. So your brain keep using the same part of the brain, and then the other part of the brain that is not used it as regular, they start degenerate and they start unwire itself. So doing something new could beneficial to your brain health, and also working backward also strengthen your back, your glute, also good for your back pain as well.
Dave, I want to see you climb a pyramid backwards while you're out there.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Coming from a former defensive back, I spent too many days running backwards, and encourage everyone to walk or run backwards. Also, to do things with the other hand. So, take your at bats left-handed, or, I would tell people to cut their opposite hand's fingernails first, the difficult ones, always first, just as a reminder, not only to facilitate a differentiator in the individual habits of the conscious continuum, but to also do the most difficult things that we can first. So if you're going to walk backwards, I do it first thing in the day, just to remind ourselves exactly how we get things done by doing the more difficult, the strange, the different, the chain breaking conscious continuum activities that allow us to see things differently, to expand what we're going to do all day long. So not only do I agree with Doctor, but I also would encourage you to do it first thing in the day.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that set your energy for the day.
I love it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try some new things today. One of the things you talk about, like Tommy, is regulating your brain. I imagine maybe this does regulate your brain, but for some of our listeners that are like, what does that even mean to regulate your brain? How would you unpack that?
Yeah, this is the one of the most confusing word, like when we're going on the internet. When people say like regulate your brain or regulate the nervous system, most of the people implying, hey, you are either too stressed or it's either stressed or relaxed, like your parasympathetic or your sympathetic. They said, oh, we are constantly under stress, scrolling on the phone like the work. We're stuck in the stress mode. So when they said regulate your nervous system, regulate your brain, they mean that they want you to being unstuck from the stress state toward the resting mode so you can heal. But my definition, so my expertise is actually help people with different kind of neurological symptoms like POD, ADHD, like post-COVID. That kind of people actually has a brain dysregulation or like dysfunction in certain part of the brain. So my work is to find out where that part of the brain is not working, and then I can design some really specific like brain rehab to only work on that brain area. As I said earlier, when you work on that brain area, it will work harder, and then the brain cell, that little hand will actually touch and connect each other again. So that literally physically reconnecting your brain cell. That's my regulation of my that's my definition of brain regulation.
Almost like a muscle you could flex, right, Dave?
Yeah, it's interesting in studying, the norm of the brain, the
Yeah.
regulation of the brain. The brain functions at the greatest ease, just like everything else in the universe. And it's great to have specialists like our friend here that can identify where the dis-ease, the interference is, in these connections. And I actually have a different question, because I think my perspective is shared and aligned with what we're talking about. Everybody describes it in different ways, but Doctor, I was wondering, how do you identify where the dis-ease, the interference is occurring when someone has PTSD or ADHD or some sort of COVID-related interference that may be creating blockages, or, as you say, dysregulation, or some sort of dis-ease in the brain? How do you identify, one, which part of the brain this is occurring, and how do you make that connection to dissipate and dissolve the dis-ease that exists?
Great question, Dave.
Is your question is how do you identify which part of the brain is not working, or how
Yes.
the audience can do like something really simple to identify if that's really brain
Oh,
related?
I didn't know the audience could do it themselves. I say both.
Both.
I'm not ever an either or person. So I always say, you're going to give me choice, I'm going to say both.
Okay, so this is a really, so to me, it's kind of common sense, but for people who are struggling for whatever symptoms they're having, so the first thing, most of them, they already try different things. They scroll on the internet, they try all the different tips. They even went to the doctor, they went to an MD, different type of specialists. Usually nothing help, or the doctor just say, hey, that might be stress. So after they rule out, it's actually nothing medical related, because we cannot exclude something might be actually happening. After they do that, they can do like a self-track on themselves. It's a functional test that medical doctor use it to detect different type of pathology in the brain. And if you would like, I can show you something that all of us can do together right now. So we're going to do two tests, really simple. So put your left hand up like this. Either hand is fine. Okay, so make sure you close the other hand, and then watch me do first. You want to close your hand and open the finger as wide as you can, and then do it as quick as you can. Do it like, yeah. Make sure you don't cheat. Open as wide as you can, and then notice the speed. And do you feel like any struggling? And do the same on the other hand. We're gonna do it on the other hand. Okay, and now tell me, do you feel any difference about the speed on one of the hand? Maybe one is more harder or not. So this test, just a like so this test, the medical doctor used to detect Parkinson. So if you skip more, if you like kind of really hard, or if you just keep tapping and then you miss one and you feel really hard, they would say, oh, you have a really high chance of having Parkinson. But are we having Parkinson like me or you? Probably not. But this one, we all know that our right side of the body controlled by the other side of the brain. So whatever you cannot do on this hand, something is happening along the nerve to the opposite side of the brain. So, and then we keep picking up different detail to map out which part of the brain you are not working well. So if you are having difficulty on the right hand, probably something you are struggling on the other side of the brain. And then we're going to do the second test. This test is related to your balance. So we're going to put both hands together like this.
That might be hard for Dave.
Yeah. Maybe just the audience is doing that. And then you would like to flip up and down, and then do it as quick as you can, as quick as you can. And notice the speed, if both sides is equal, or do you feel one side is harder than the other side? Or do you feel one hand is doing like weird stuff, or the other hand is doing fine? So this test tests a part of the brain called the cerebellum. So the cerebellum control your balance, your gait, but research also find out that it coordinates your thought, your blood pressure, your autonomic system, your heart rate, your breathing, like your eye movement. When this part of the brain is not working, people with COVID research find out, they often have a problem in that brain area. So if you have some positive, or if you're really struggling in those two tests, I would say that there's a neurological component or like a brain component that contributing your symptoms.
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for that. This
Yeah,
is
yeah. But by the
okay.
way, let me clarify one thing. So if you find anything, don't panic, because the things we find is nothing pathological. It's like a functional problem. It's the brain function just dip a little bit, maybe they become inefficient, so that your nervous system and the brain do something weird at a different timing. So that give people symptoms.
I love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I'll
Yeah,
land the
yeah.
plane with this final nugget. Dr. Tommy, is there something that we can do to increase mental clarity and energy?
That is a $1 million question for that. And I think we probably takes a few hours to answer that. But I would say, like, exclude all the like medical stuff. I would say these days we tend to be on the phone a lot, like, or just something really close. We scroll like all day, even on the computer, on the phone. That keep us into like an absent-minded state. When we are like absent-minded, we not using our brain as it used to be. We kind of become lazy. We rely on AI. That's good for us sometimes, but we still need to pick up new habit every day, or like pick up new habit once every while, with a book, do something new, practice, actually feel your body, the movement, do exercise. So that would be the first step for every one of you to keep your brain healthy, so that you have more mental clarity, you have more energy, and you have more focus.
Stimulating. Sounds pretty.
Stimulating the brain. Yeah.
Dave, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I've been in technology for so long, and a lot of people don't even realize, why and how I got into the sports industry was Lee Steinberg when he hired me as CEO of his sports agency, the one in which they made the movie Jerry Maguire about. It wasn't because of my legal acumen or my negotiation skills. It was actually because of my skills in technology and venture. But what I found is that everyone's afraid of this idea that technology itself will take away from the stimulation of our intellect or our brain functionality. When you focus technology in helping us, I used to say from 0 to 1, but really even from -1 to 0, it actually can help to assist humans being more human, and the brain being more stimulated and more aligned. And it can identify and also to dissipate the dis-ease, the interference, the dysregulation that occurs in the brain. So those people out there that listen to Dr. Tommy and say, "Oh, he's saying don't use technology." No, he's not saying that at all. He's saying use technology in order to facilitate the stimulation and the growth and expansion of our capabilities, especially intellectually in our brains, and also imaginatively. As you know, Greg, I am on a pedestal of teaching people you will never overachieve your imagination. You never will overachieve your own self-image. We can use technology in this manner. So, Dr. Tommy, thank you so much for the enlightenment. And Craig, I'll let you land the plane.
Yeah, beautiful. Dr. Tommy, real quick, I know our community is going to love you. Where can they maybe stay involved and stay a part of your world? What's the best place?
I am planning something. I'm planning to share more, like, in detail, step by step, of how you can actually rewire your brain. So follow me on Instagram, Dr. T Peng Brain Health, so that you get the updates you need.
Tommy, you're amazing. I can't wait to do some more stuff. People connect with you after. And Uncle Dave, where are you going to be next? How can people go see you? Egypt or wherever you might land?
Yeah, no, we're excited, man. We have our end of the year super finale at SoFi Stadium Mastermind and VIP dinner. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork. We got the incredible Tom Bilyeu, Marshall Falk, uh, Linda Cohn from ESPN. The list is going on and on. Oh, Rob Riggle's flying in. So it's a must attend for Craig Siegel and the crew at Paradigm Shift. October 17th in LA at SoFi Stadium. all the big guns are coming out for our
You mean
year-end
December
mastermind.
17th?
Sorry, just my brain's not functioning. December 17th. And then we have, of course, CES, where we'll be at the Win and at the Global Gaming League Super Stadium, a 43,000 square foot studio after the Win. So it runs from about 11 a.m. until midnight, mastermind, lunch, dinner, etc. That'll be January 9th. And then the launch of Napoleon Hill Institute as chairman of the Napoleon Hill Institute with Napoleon Hill Clement Stone will be on my birthday, January 11th. So December 17th, January 9th in Vegas, and January 11th. Those are the big dates. I hope to see my friends from Hong Kong, all over the world, here in Egypt, Israel, wherever you're at. Come and join us. Craig Siegel, thank you. Dr. Tommy Pang, it's a pleasure. Let's do more together as well. Congratulations. Keep the great work.
Love you guys. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you,
Enjoy
David. Thank you, Greg.
Hong Kong and Egypt and New York City. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Dave, send me some pictures.
I will.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Send us a
Bye, guys.
video of you walking backward.
I'll run backwards, Tommy, up the
Thank you,
pyramid.
Tommy.
I'm running back. Thank you.
Okay, well,
All right, guys.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.